You don't need game, you need grounding. 5 core principles that make you magnetic without pretending to be someone you're not. Authenticity is the real attraction.
What we're going to talk about today is the top 5 things that I want you to do if you really want a powerful relationship with a woman, right? I'm not going to try to teach women to men. I'm a guy. So these things will be transformational, and some of them you might be like, that's not going to work, but you'd be incredibly surprised on how much of this actually works. Now, this is just the first kind of 5 intro level things. I can't give you the higher level stuff because you have to master the basics first. The first thing that you need to do is you need to have integrity. Everyone's like, I don't lie, I'm an honest person, I got all these great qualities, I help people, I donate, whatever bullshit they're gonna come up with for integrity. Integrity is one simple thing. Whatever you say you're going to do, you do. This isn't like you say you're going to do one thing and then you do something else. A good example of this is I'm going to go with her and her friends to dinner, right? It doesn't matter how much you don't want to go. You've already spoken that into existence, so you now have to do it. If you agree to do something with her, or if you agree to pay for something, if there's anything you agree to, and don't be a simp about it, please, for Christ's sake, do not be a simp. But if there's anything that you agree to or anything that you speak into existence, and this applies to relationships with both men and women, if you say something, you need to stick to it. Because if you can't even be reliable on your own word, then she's not gonna be able to trust you with anything else. And you'll see this start leaking into other parts of your life. The second thing you have to do is make decisions. I can't stress this enough. This is like a childlike thing to do. Kids are really unsure. They're not sure if they're supposed to ask their parents. I have 2 teenagers right now, so they're kind of transitioning into that phase where finding themselves. And I'm like, make a decision. What do you want for dinner? I want this. What do you want for dinner? I want this. Where do you want to go? I want to do this. Are you ready to go to bed? Yes or no? It's very simple. No, I don't know. You never want to be unsure of yourself, because if you are unsure of yourself, she will be unsure of you. It's a very simple and logical equation. You never ask her what she wants to do. You say, this is what we're going to do, right? And if she doesn't want to do it, or if she has an alternative, she's gonna come back and she's gonna be like, no, I'd prefer that, right? For example, sometimes I'll be like, hey, I feel like going and getting steak tonight. And she'll be like, oh, can we get sushi? Yeah, no problem. I'm not trying to be a dictator about it. I'm just trying to make a decision for us. But then what comes next? Oh, I don't know where I want to go. And then I go, boom, I got a sushi, we're going here. Oh, I don't really like that place. And then I would tell her, well, you pick the place or we're gonna go get steak, right? Don't beat around the bush. Women love it when you're firm and you just make decisions. This is everything in life. This is eating out to dinner. This is things you're doing at home. What do you want to do for the weekend? This is decisions with the kids, decisions with travel, decisions with business. You shouldn't be asking her for her opinions. You really need a strong group of men that you can bounce ideas off of on things you're unsure. If you're bouncing ideas off your woman, she's going to be uncertain of you. And she's going to start looking for certainty with other people. Guaranteed. The third thing is actually pretty simple. It's just your health and fitness and your dress, right? You don't need to have perfect attire. You don't need to have perfect, hair. You don't need to have everything perfect. You got to work with what God gave you, right? So try to get in shape. Get in shape as good as you can. At least look like you're putting the effort in, right? Do your hair. Do what you can. I mean, if you're losing your hair, there's not much you can do about it. But style it in a way that benefits you. Style your facial hair in a way that benefits you. Do not wear jeans in public. Jeans are for work, right? Jeans are for manual labor. Do not wear gym clothes in public. I don't care what your style is. Gym clothes are sloppy. Gym clothes are for the gym, and they are for exercising only. The easiest thing, you do those 2 things, that'll improve. Find stuff that fits. If you can't pay for a tailor, which is about $10 to $20 per piece of clothing, then I would definitely recommend just finding a brand that works for you. Start buying every single brand you can. Uniqlo is really good for me. If you're about my size, about 6'1", about 200 pounds, then Uniqlo is really good. And then if you want to go on the higher end, you can go like Banana, or you can go, designer clothes actually fit really well, but that's not within everyone's budget. But get good clothes, make sure your grooming is good enough, right? And then look like you're putting some effort in. And as far as like your body and your positioning, I always tell people to get into some sort of combat sport. If you can get in a combat sport, it will naturally change your composure. You'll be holding your head up, you'll be tucking your chin down more, not like going like this. You're not gonna be slumped, right? We got the bird neck thing going, all of us sitting in front of computers. I do it myself. I have to be very cognizant of like pulling my shoulders back and sitting my head up, right? But from an outsider's perspective, that pose looks so much more powerful. This is one of the things that was like a game changer when I started dating, was playing. They say play with her like she's your little sister. Pinch her, push her, right? Don't hurt her, obviously. Pinch her, like slap her butt, tickle her, right? Do all sorts of goofy, and do this during like the most random times. You're gonna do this randomly, you're gonna do this when she's upset, do this when she's angry, do this when she's sad. And you have to have enough EQ to know when it's appropriate to do it. But I do this and I mess with her I mess with the woman that I'm dating every day, right? I could pants her, right? Just think of random things. Obviously, don't do anything that's gonna inflict any damage. Don't do anything that's gonna make a mess. And if it does make a mess, you just have to understand that beforehand. Like, this is gonna be messy, but it's gonna be funny as hell. You guys have seen those TikToks where the guy's playing with his girl. I guarantee you he gets rock solid sex because he's always messing with her. And that's probably how it started. He just started messing with her. And he recorded it one time and it took off. But always play with a girl, right? Have fun with her, right? You're two people falling in love and you're two people just having a great time. So treat her just like a good friend would treat a good friend in that regard, and play with her. This also keeps the touching, right? So you're touching like, wherever you're touching, slapping her butt, right? Don't do this with strangers, please. But with your girl, someone that you're in a relationship with, or at least working towards that. But you're touching all over her. You might do things, make sure you don't hurt her. Obviously, you have to be very careful. Women are a lot more fragile, right? Most of the girls I date are like 110, maybe 120 pounds, right? I'm a big guy, so I could very easily do some damage, so be careful. But play with her, like just have fun, right? Slap her butt, pinch her cheek, pull her ear, right? Play with her, mess up her hair. Obviously, don't do this before you're going on a big hot date or before she's going to work or something, but even then, sometimes, right? Get some toothpaste and smear it on her face. I mean, I don't know. There's a billion different things you could do. Just think like you do like when you were a little kid and you just acted. Just act. Don't hurt anyone. That's where the brain comes in. And don't do anything that's going to cause her to really get pissed off. Now, if you don't play with her much, you're gonna have to build up to this, right? You might have to start small with like a pinch on the butt or a pinch on the side, or, I don't know. You can do all sorts of things. She's gonna start playing with you back, and just have fun with it, right? And sometimes you'll occasionally cross the line. Like she might, when you just communicate, be like, hey, that was a little hard, right? That hurt, right? And she'll let you know. She'll let you know that hurt, right? So you gotta be careful. And it's always just you're kind of towing that line between what you can do and what you can't do. The last thing that I wanna cover is I want you to understand this is your life. This isn't her life. This isn't your business's life. This isn't your kid's life. This is your life. You are living your life. What does that mean? That means you are the conductor of a train, right? This train is a high-speed train. It is going 300 miles an hour, however fast the Shinkansen or where these bullet trains go. Point being, you are on a train. Nothing can stop a train, right? A train wreck can stop a train. Yeah, you get my point. But trains don't stop. Trains just keep going. They stop at stations. You're gonna date many women, and you might get to the point to where you come to a train stop and you have to let her off. And it's her decision if she wants to get back on the train. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, I shouldn't need to elaborate too much more on this, right? This isn't like I'm a dictator and I'm making the rules and you take it or leave it. This is, my life is headed in this direction. I want you on board the train. I want you to come along with me. But it is your choice to make a decision if you want to continue down this path. Because there's many other trains you can catch. You don't have to be on my train. But my train, we're going this way. I want you to be part of my journey. I want to share all of these wonderful things I have planned with you. But I completely understand if you want to get off at the next stop. That's cool. We're good. Like, I have zero problems with that, right? Zero issues. If you want to get off on the next stop, that's cool. I wish you the best of luck. Your life is probably better than when we started. Hopefully, if as a man, you're doing everything right. And I wish you luck. But if you want to get back on the train and you want to go for a ride, it's going to be one hell of a ride.